everyone, welcome to another video. It's me, Cynthia, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about how you can build your own curriculum for your child based on workbooks. And the curriculum that I built a curriculum for my children based on workbooks, and I use Spectrum's workbooks as well as a couple of online resources that I was able to get. My children are going to be entering kindergarten and second grade, so that is where I was able to do that. If your children are older, it may be a little bit different, but it is still possible if that's what you want to do. Anything is possible if you really wrap your mind around it. So without further ado, let's get started. So the very first thing, there's really three things that are involved with building your own curriculum. The first thing is setting goals. The second thing is looking at your year at a glance. And the third thing are the lesson plans. And I'm going to go into more detail about what you need to do for each one of those things throughout this video. So let's go back to the first thing. Setting goals is really important because it sets a standard for your child on what they can expect to do throughout the school year. And it also gives them a standard for what they need to know for each subject that you're going to be teaching them. So there's specific goals that you want your child to learn for each one of the subjects. This is very imperative, and it's also important that you tell your child what these goals are and just go over with them what they are, and have them also have some input depending on how old they are. If they can have some input on what they want to learn and what goals they want to establish throughout each of the subjects that you have planned for them for the curriculum. So you get your workbooks, that's the next thing. You get your goals, then you get your workbooks, and once you have your workbooks, you go through the table of contents and you can see what the lessons that are going to be planned for each one of those table of contents. But hold on, don't start with lesson planning quite yet. The very next thing that you want to do is go through the year at a glance. And what I mean by year at a glance, so there are typically 180 days within one school year. That breaks down to about 36 weeks. You do not have to do 180 days. You can do way less than that, or you can do more than that if you want to. It depends on what works for you and your family. But the most important thing is breaking down that year and figuring out when you're going to be taking breaks for holidays, days off, vacations, field trips, doctor's appointments, whatever you have in your life, extracurricular activities. You just fill in, you take a calendar, a 12-month calendar, from a Word document, and you have the little boxes in there. I can show you what it looks like. You take the calendar and you take the days or the weeks that you need to take off, and you just highlight them in a color that, like yellow or whatever color you want. And so you know, all right, I'm going to be taking off 4 weeks throughout the school year, not all at once, but spread out throughout the school year, and a couple of days off here and there for field trips or other extracurricular activities. So once you have that established, you know you're going to be what days you're going to take off, and then you can go into the table of contents of your workbooks, and then that's when you want to go through the table of contents and you take out each one of them and you can form lesson plans based on that. But you might ask yourself, well, how do I form a lesson plan based on a table of contents? Click on this video up here. There's either going to be a card in this section or this section, or at the end of this video, or in the link below, I'm going to put the link of the next video that I'm going to be filming on how you can start lesson planning. So once you create your lesson plans, that's the very last step for having your curriculum established. And I can show you how everything looks in my binder. I have a lesson planning binder right next to me, and I can show you what it looks like. So when everything's finally done, it's nice and polished. So this is my lesson plan binder. I separate each tab by weeks. I spelled that wrong. I just realized that I must have been tired when I did this. But this is week 1. And in the first week, you just would write down like this, what you want your child done. I pulled these from the table of contents of the workbooks that I'm doing, as well as adding in some books that I plan on reading with my child. And that's how I have that established, and you just go all the way throughout the week. And you only need to do I suggest doing the entire school year and taking about 4, maybe 6 months to really sit down and work on this every day to make sure everything is polished in your lesson plans, that you have your vision written down, you have your goals, you have your reading lists, you have everything that you need inside of your teacher resource binder. And I will show you what mine looks like as well. And that concludes this video. So if you have any questions, leave them below. Hit the notifications bell if you're interested in more of my content. Subscribe to my channel, And comment below if you have any questions or if this is giving you value. Hit the like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.